Professor Sheikh Umar, I told you. How else would you expect Professor Sheikh Umar to speak? He nearly made me shed a little bit of tears because I remember 1975. I was at Lunge going back to London when Alpha Tijanguri and Papa buy me ticket to go back after work here. By the time we're boarding, they say, Marampa don't close. I said, what will happen to my report? I wasn't here for the desertification, but I came here to irrigate and start the mushrooming of Marampa Mines again as Minister of Mines. We have here among us important personalities. I'm sorry, because of the sun which Sheikh Umar is afraid of, also my sight is a bit affected this afternoon by the glare from the sun. We have a very important man now among us, one of the leaders of Sierra Leone, opinion leaders, political leaders, the Honorable John Oponjo Benjamin, the new special advisor to the President and Ambassador at large. Where I say from it, you don't hide. You see, how can I see? The John Oponjo Benjamin, but I can't pray big round. Thank you very much. We got Mrs. Jennifer Bangura, Deputy Commissioner General, NRA. We have Mr. Yankubu Bio, Deputy General Manager, Sierra Leone Port Authority. We have Mr. Abu Tarawali, Assistant Commissioner General, NRA. We have Mr. Shadi Gerjawi of AfriCell. That's the network we know Salon. Pa Usman Jai of Vista Bank. We have our Provincial Secretary, Alex Soriba, the Minister in Boss. So if I get there, we don't camp and the camp. Sheikh Umar did not attend St. Francis School. A lot of them did not attend St. Francis School, neither both school. But Leone for us in the region was the holiday capital. That's where we come after schools close. And believe me, as per Alpha Wuri, holidays don't start until the boys' school and St. Francis boys arrive in town. Yes, so the holiday don't start until we come, they wait for you. But people will be looking, well, St. Francis don't come, but boys' school don't come, before the holidays start. Check. You want to go there? Thank you very much. It is now my pleasure to call on a very young man. You see, one thing I admire about President Bio's government, and I say it in private, in public, President Bio has opened the space for the young people in governance in Sierra Leone. He doesn't look at your age, or where you come from, or the way you look. Do you have the ability? Do you have a commitment to the country? Can you deliver? Can you deliver on my agenda? The agenda for the new direction. For me, which I think is the right direction. So I will now call on a very young man, a product of St. Francis, in veritatis salus. The Honorable Timothy Musa Kabal, the Minister of Mines and Mineral Resources.
When a true professor speaks, the audience pays keen attention. And over a few weeks ago, we had a certain university in this country where a professor spoke and they were arrested. But Professor Kamara, a son of this soil, is a true professor. And that is why the audience paid that keen attention to his story of the great Lone Star. Your Excellency, Brigadier Retired Julius Maada Bio, Her Excellency, the First Lady, Madame Fatima Maada Bio, Mr. Speaker of the House of Parliament, the CEO of Marampa Mines, colleague ministers of government, my indefatigable Deputy Minister of Mines and Mineral Resources, honorable members, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. 3 months ago, the Minister of Finance and I visited this mine site as a precursor visit to this grand launching of M325 by His Excellency the President. Since February, when the news of this expansion and transformation of the project came out, I have had to manage the overspeeding expectations of the Ministry of Finance and their tax collectors, the NRA. Indeed, the unique collaboration between the Ministries of Mines and Finance continues to make the environment friendly for the companies while ensuring that revenues are efficiently collected for the development of our country. I hope that the growth of this relationship will soon address my ministry's budget deficit. Is the Minister of Finance here? Deputy is here, but he come very soon. This mine has, of course, a very unique history. The great people of Lone Star have had their own share of the experiences of the auspicious rise and scourging fall of mines. They have had to endure the collapse of Delco, the reopening and closure of London Mining, and the brief existence of SL Mining. It is in response to these not so pleasant experiences of the people of Lone Star that His Excellency the President courageously and patriotically brought back the conflicting parties to the table for an amicable resolution of the conflict that transpired between the government and SL Mining. His Excellency's leadership is undoubtedly visionary in that the government of Sierra Leone was able to negotiate a very progressive mining agreement with Marampa Mines. Hence, the reason we are all gathered here this afternoon. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, significant progress has been made in reforming the mining sector to ensure optimal benefits for country, companies, and the local communities in which these mining companies operate. We therefore recognize the persisting challenges which are being addressed in ongoing reforms in the sector. As part of the transformation of the sector, a new bill titled the Mines and Minerals Development Bill of 2022 has been carefully drafted and is in the House of Parliament for enactment. This bill is so deliberately called because it will create a novel balance between the interest of our people and the interest of shareholders of the mining companies. It is this bill that Marampa Mines has preempted by agreeing to a 1% FOB value to the people of Marampa, a 10% free carried interest to the government of Sierra Leone, addressing the issue of gender parity in the mining sector, and increasing revenues for the state. We applaud these exemplary actions by Marampa Mines Limited and expect such support from our investor partners. Your Excellency, even though the tendrils of COVID-19 continue to ensnare growth in the sector, we are doing well comparatively as a country. Your government support to mining companies in the areas of prudent tax deferment, agreement renegotiations, and timely engagement with stakeholders in the sector has helped companies like Sierra Rutile Limited, Sierra Diamonds Limited, Maya, etc. to come back strong on their feet. Your government has demonstrated the features of partnership and collaboration. Your Excellency, in continuance of my ministry's partnership with universities of Sierra Leone, Jala, and University of Makeni, a few weeks ago, we sponsored a debate competition at Frabe College, University of Sierra Leone, on the topic, Sierra Leone's minerals have been more of a curse than a blessing to the people. I was deliberate about this topic. It was to elicit the understanding and appreciation of the mining sector as a major catalyst for national development. Not surprising, those who debated against the motion convincingly won. Hence, these minerals have been more of a blessing to Sierra Leone than a curse. Despite the cluster of social and environmental challenges that are associated with our sector, its contribution to the economy remains very integral. The sustainability of this sector is not only in our sound mineral policy or in our attractive fiscal regime or our uncompromising regulatory space, but also in unwavering commitment of the team of professionals at the Ministry of Mines and the National Minerals Agency. As the world adapts itself in response to COVID-19, we are hopeful of brighter and better times ahead for the mines and mineral sector of Sierra Leone. Your Excellency, the President, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my ministry looks forward to continued and strengthened partnership with all the categories of investors as we work together to achieve Your Excellency's transformational development agenda. Thank you, and God bless us all.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Minister. You have just justified. You just justified the description of St. Francis as the Oxford of the North. Maburka, what do you know her name? Well, we will not say anything. Boys' school. Yeah. I have paramount chiefs. They have come to support us here. And most of them are outside of the district. And so they have come because they know what you are doing here today is to actually set the new narrative for the development of Sierra Leone. Our minerals are going to be more of a blessing than a curse. We have Paramount Chief by Shebura Kasanga of Bombali District. I hope you note that I said by Shebura. Shebura is synonymous with the word Shabura. And by Shebura means by Shabu. Now we know some people pronounce that. So all our people, including the president's people, we all know the same. This is by Shebura. By Shabu is referred. Paramount Chief by Bero of Mara. Today. Paramount Chief by Kafari of Chale Chieftain. Today. But his full name is by Paramount Chief by Kafari Samkuri Hajamama. Paramount Chief by Kafari Samkuri Hajamama. The second. We get Paramount Chief Almamisori. Almamisori of Makali, no, Chieftain. Konke Barnya. Paramount Chief Masakma of Kolifaruwa. Mabuka. For you Mabuka boys, you know that name. Not so? Paramount Chief Masayeni Antam. Banti. We call you Banti Bombali because we also have Banti in Karine. So we'll say Banti Bombali. We get Banti Karine. Not so Alpha. Not so. So we have SDO Bakalon Sefdenaya. As we go, I will be noticing some more people. Now is the time. Paramount Chief, my own schoolmate, he says you go St. Francis. Paramount Chief Kane Bangura, aka Betbo. I never go down much. There's a bit I know to say me the foul. Welcome to play foul. Paramount Chief Kane Bangura of Kamaranka Chieftain. Now is the time. But this is a job. This is a job I am little prepared, little able to do, to usher in our next speaker. I will have to give the indulgence of the audience, of all of you participants in this, to graciously request somebody else to usher in the next speaker. Here, with her permission, I'd like to invite Her Excellency, the woman with beauty and brains, Her Excellency, Madam Fatima Julius Mada Bio, to introduce our guest speaker. Madam Bio.
Honorable Alpha Timbo, you see, I don't even confused now to a point where I can. The Alpha Timbo, yes, sir. Honorable Alpha Khan, thank you so very much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, ministers, the Fourth Estate, staffs of Maranpa Mines, I am not one that is lost of words often, but today I was really not prepared for anything. I just want to sit, chill, and enjoy myself, and hope by the time I leave here, I will go out with some diamonds. Only that His Excellency reminded me that they don't mind diamonds here. So if they don't mind diamonds, I'm wondering what am I doing here. But on a very serious note, I can't introduce this man because you all know him. What I can do is present him to you because maybe he has a very wonderful message to give to everybody here today. For me, he's a man with a vision. He's a man that believes in Sierra Leone, and he's a man that has the determination to change this nation, and he's the man that has no fear. When people are scared, he is fearless. When he makes decision, he takes his time, because he said to me, I don't want to miss. When he catch you red-handed. He does not catch you because someone says this is what he or she is doing. He waits until he catch you himself. He's a man who believes that the kids of this country should have the same opportunity as his own children, by giving us a great quality education. He's a man who believes that women like us, a Muslim woman who comes from a very strict Muslim background, will be given the platform to also lead alongside her husband. He's a man who believes that women should be given the right to be part of nation building. A man who had taught me the meaning of forgiveness and the reintroduction of loving somebody dearly. My husband, retired Brigadier General Smaragio.
Let's sit down, please. It's getting really hot here. And when you have such a brilliant introduction, it's very difficult to measure. I have not met Professor Sheikh Kamara yet until today. I've read quite a lot of his God is great. Marampa Mines has made it possible for me to meet him. We were not political opposed, but we are diametrically opposed at one point in time. I'm sure I'm going to get his vote this time around. But I go vote hunting all the time. Madam First Lady, the Honorable Speaker of Parliament, Ministers and Deputy Ministers of Government, Honorable Members of Parliament, my revered Paramount Chiefs. As you know, I am also a Paramount Chief. My staff is safely kept in my town, in my village. Members of the Diplomatic and Consular Corps, executives and staff of the Marampa Mines Limited, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a real pleasure to be here this afternoon to see firsthand the magnificent work that is being done here at Marampa Mines Limited. I've heard quite a lot, and today it's my turn to see for myself. I wholeheartedly agree with the CEO, Craig, that this mine is a product of healthy and fortifying relationship that we enjoy as key stakeholders in the mine's operation, the government, and the Jira Group. At a time when mining operations are in chaos, we are making progress. At a time when mining sector as a whole is confronted with substantial challenges, including the effect of global geopolitical problems in Europe, fluctuating commodity prices, and the slow recovery from COVID-19, the optimism expressed by all speakers today is indeed gratifying to me. It is indeed a new opportunity where we have gotten it right as a people. A restart of operations, beneficiation of this premium ore, revenue share for government of Sierra Leone, thousands of jobs for direct employees and employees of local subcontractors, a very significant impact for the local economy, and most importantly, the very significant 1% of the free on board value of exports that will go directly to this community, Marampa children. So ladies and gentlemen, I will start this short statement by thanking everybody, the Jira Group, the US government, Paramount Chief, traditional and community leaders, and local stakeholders for their courage, patience, understanding, confidence, and perseverance on all sides. To those who mediated, to those who listened, to those who believed that we could get it right and have got it right again, thank you. We are all here today because we have done what is right. Indeed, as the CEO Craig indicated, we have a shared vision for Marampa Mines, one that is a model for how mining investors should coexist with government and local communities. As a government, we urge investors to be patient, open, and engaging, and we will do everything necessary as a government to nurture a very healthy relationship, one that fosters goodwill, and from which the investors can register healthy profits and reinvest or repatriate those profits. So I find the deep commitment to what Craig Dean calls the inherent long-term value and potential in Sierra Leone very assuring. Rest assured, therefore, that government will play its part in not only meeting the terms of the MLA, but also supporting the operations of Marampa Mines Limited as described by the COO in his presentation. As a government, we believe that the mining sector is critical for our national development and future prosperity. That is why we commissioned a comprehensive nationwide geophysical survey to obtain first-hand data about what we should negotiate with potential investors. We are also reviewing a favorable and inviting taxation regulation regime that promotes beneficiation, community development, and environmental, social, and governance initiatives. As you already know, we have worked very hard over the last 4 years to make Sierra Leone a low-risk investment destination. We are working towards providing available infrastructure to support operations, and it is good to see a company that is ready to move to production given the mining lease agreement we have. We recognize that the use of the rail and port infrastructure will contribute significantly to the reduction in the Marampa project carbon footprint. It is clearly a win-win in all respects, as we all know. Additionally, may I suggest that with new renewable energy technologies, Marampa Mines could do one better by integrating the use of cleaner energy in parts of its operations. That is a plea that you must listen to very carefully. This could be part of the future growth and sustainability strategy, and clearly one that presents Sierra Leone's mining sector as one that is open to innovation and low carbon sources of energy. So in a lot of respects, Marampa Mines Limited is working ahead of anticipated progressive changes in the industry that will benefit everyone and also mitigate the challenges relating to climate change. I'm particularly delighted, ladies and gentlemen, about a number of initiatives that have already been mentioned by previous speakers, including the Minister in his statement. First, that gender is firmly on the agenda of Marampa Mines Limited, although I can't see a lot of women at all. But I hope that will improve from what the CEO said. Women are a meaningful part, I must say, a significant part of the workforce. Addressing the issue of gender parity in the mining sector is a novel idea that sits very well with my government's overarching priority of gender equality and women's empowerment in the national development process. We take women seriously. We will let women. Let me set the record straight. I believe that what men can do, women can do, and perhaps even better. Secondly, I'm also pleased about Marampa Mines' modernization and digital transformation of their equipment monitoring, supply chain, and finance management systems. It is a far cry from the idea of pickaxes and grimy men's faces, or massive dump trucks driven by men who spend the whole day swearing at each other. The implementation of the modernization tools described earlier will result in paperless processes and the utilization of online tools and mobile devices by the staff performing these functions. Remote monitoring of the health of the equipment and collecting and analyzing big data will then become jobs for brains and not bronze. So women who are now encouraged to study STEM disciplines for free through 17 years of school and university offered by my government's free quality education agenda can get preferential placements at these kinds of mine sites. Additionally, collaboration with the engineering departments of our universities and my government's Directorate of Science, Technology and Innovation may yield significant outcome for all parties. I therefore urge deeper engagement. Still on the issue of skills training, it is also possible for Marampa Mines to find ways in which it can strengthen vocational education in fields that are relevant to its operation. An apprenticeship pledge in the long term may also help Marampa Mines to attract, upskill, and probably hire workers who know about their operations and their facilities. The third is something that is very close to my heart. I saw the aspect relating to agriculture. The sustainable farm on the site that will supply food for the entire project. That is, we are talking about 1,000 meals per day, which I think will bring numerous other benefits to local agricultural production and the agricultural value chain. We will encourage you to pursue that with vigor. I'm informed that eventually the farm will include vegetable and livestock farming. Boosting local food production is one of the central balusters of my human capital development priority, and demonstrating that nutritious meals can be produced locally on a sustainable 70 hectares plot adjacent to a mining site is indeed very positive. Thank you to the management. For this part, I would like to speak in Timini. Sekeno, Tupenoa, Momono, Marampa. Well, you know, over the make lava, some man begin talk say, that man they know one mother come in day. Nada chief don't day. Because they know one made a young man they woke. But we all know say every part of Sierra Leone is governed under my leadership. I am president for every Sierra Leone. Just to set the record straight, bad politics day and good politics day. So today, I decide for can't tell when I say, waiting I've been the fail, I don't get them. You know, Marampa Mines, businessman they grab it. When they want grab it, then they say then they maximize profit. Then they cut down on cost. We self get for maximize the gains for the people and country. So sometime and day we can make plaba, another plaba will be made. Craig, good corporate social responsibility now, but they're not the one for the give you plenty. Oh, that's not been there. We got for squeeze $20 million now their hand. Then we make sure say, waiting not been there before, we will not be the get at all. That 10% government stake in the company. And we I tell us we're not going to pay nothing for this. We'll forget 10%. Now for now be the first. So why would I be the swear me and when I cost me? When I get for camp pull they swear and cost me. Now that make a come. And tap that one day, you see the resident minister, just the calculator almost that 1% of the value of the export we get for the Cantona. As they ramp up production, Marampa, as a chiefdom, for now think about waiting at the basic necessities. One, for make Lunsa into a city. Now they be a sheikh get for now be good time party because na city no more one Lunsa turn to. We want to make sure say the education system na school system is strong. If you get somebody where they come on here, they go lecture na American University, now because education been strong, every part in this country. To the management of the Marampa mines and to the community and chief, I want to use this opportunity for congratulate Moreado Secondary School. And we can first by West na the whole country. And where are the commoner? Where are commoner? I want for go. Are they going to the school? For personally congratulate the principal, teachers, and the students them for such a great work. Now this is what the new direction is all about. And we don't begin to see the results. Unfortunately, not all both schools do well this time. Now Moreado. So we not care who say you did. Wait till they provide, we know so get for benefit everybody. So I really want for encourage the traditional leaders them, the community, and even we investors them, Marampa Mines, for support education everywhere. We not go find say we not go able to reduce cost if we not get locals the way they perform some jobs then with experts then go do. That is part of making of cutting costs actually. So I go encourage you now, forgive scholarship to the people then when they come on at this chiefdom and then the district, so that they go pursue higher education and come back here and serve. You know, we don't also push them, and we will continue for push them for make sure say then take more women them. Next time we come, we foresee more women them at the workforce, and then for train them not just for do menial jobs, for do technical jobs then, so that they will be part of the workforce. Ladies and gentlemen, the community, I'm going to talk to them later. At that time, they myself go below mind. Because today, return match. I was already going to cost me. I'm not going to cost so. But you know, they can't tell you the truth. When they make me know, say, this is one country and it is meant for one people. We just get for way work well, it work for everybody. And I'm sure, even at the workforce, not just people from Marampa or Port Loko or from the north, it'll provide jobs for everybody. Our business is to make you happy. Yina temnemano, yina mendemano, lokomano, yalonkao. Me, not for make you happy. I want to bring happiness. That is why I am investing in the human being. You know, they call it Marampa Blue. But the Marampa Blue, now we are the people there from Marampa. We now value a past that mineral. That is the precious mineral that we have in Marampa. But it's not going to do nothing. It's not going to be of use to anybody in the 21st century, especially on the verge of the 4th Industrial Revolution, if we not invest seriously and smartly in that person, the human being. The human being in the 21st century is useless if you not invest in them. And the best investment is education.
Bless you. Bless you,
so if we see at the heart on education, now for pre-position Sierra Leone, the youth of today, the children, so that we go be ahead, we go be part of the fourth industrial revolution. We just get for calm because we dey inside it now. Most of who map they speak plenty grammar. We are going to be obsolete very soon. The digital economy where they come, we cannot be part of it. But what I am doing is to pre-position our children, this country, so that it will be a productive part of that revolution. The first, second, and third industrial revolutions we come, we are the receiving end. Either than the total now, then put inside ship for go work now the sugarcane factory plantations, or as colonial subjects. All the time we were at the bottom. I say, pauper, we go change that narrative and at the pre-position really, so that we will be at the forefront of the fourth industrial revolution. We go make Salone a better place. The stigma of the past, of the wars, of the Ebolas, of all the challenges we don't get, we get for change them. And it takes only us, nobody else but us. And the best people to do that are the youth and the young people. Join me to invest in the people of this country. Momono. Thank you.
Ode Momo, smooth Momo. We clap for this part. No vision is better than the vision of pre-positioning the children for the fourth industrial revolution. Actually, investing in the human capital of a nation is not depletable. Human capital is not depletable because it's irreplaceable. We'll be born all the time. Just invest in them, and then we'll change Sierra Leone. A great example that perhaps would like for specify now Singapore. Always Singapore is a country that was below Sierra Leone in terms of GDP, but today, because they had a forward-looking leader, Lee Kuan Yew, it is now one of the fastest and fast-growing nations in the world. Now people know what they get, and the port, which we have. We have a port in Pepel and we have people, Palo train them. We will turn Pepel to Singapore. Thank you very much. So now the leader of government business is here, Honorable Martin Newman. My predecessor in this very interesting job of Northwest, Haja Aisata Abdullah Kamara, now Deputy Minister of Trade, is here. Pafodeba Dabo, Director General, Local Content, is there. And of course, the SLPP District Chairman, Eddie Williams, is there. Chairman, you did grab the and your women's leader, Mami Fule, Unadede. We work in pairs all the time. Working pairs. Thank you very much. So if we get to this point, I think saying the Pardon left the narrative for we and a challenge in Port Local. Let us continue the accolades where Murialdo don't begin. We will do Ampa, and we are happy you are going there. It is now my pleasure and honor to invite for the closing courtesies and vote of thanks, Mr. Craig Dean, Chairman and CEO of the Gerald Group, the Marampa Mines Limited. Give him a big hand, please. The man that is going to take us to M7 and M25. Alpha Italic is Abida Road there. The M25.
No, I can't.
Thank you so much for the inspiring speeches, Your Excellency, and all the esteemed speakers. I think it's very important that we learn and understand the messages that we're passing. One thing I would like to say, and I'm very, very proud of, and I very much agree with His Excellency's stature on women employment. at Gerald, in a trading business, commodity trading business, it is not common to have women in senior management. It is not common to have women shareholders. It is not common to have women on the board of directors. For us, I have 40% women on my board of directors. I have 8 business lines, of which iron ore is one of them. And close to 50% are run by women. I think it is very important. My head of iron ore, she's sitting in the crowd here, Sean Radstone. It's very important for us that as a whole, when we talk about the farming, and Frederick Lote showed us, although we've just started, so there's not much to see, that'll be, if not everyone, the vast, vast majority will be employed by women. And we're talking that'll be another 100, 150 jobs coming very, very, very soon that will have women focus. And I think it is a very important takeaway and message that is driven by my group. We drive that into the MML culture, and it's one that I'm very proud of. So I really believe that our commitment to gender equalization is extremely important, and I do agree many times the women can do the jobs better. We need to let them have the opportunity to succeed. So it's one thing I'm very proud of. The other thing, and there's only a couple of things because we've already used up so much time here under the sun, and I think one thing that's very important is Frederick Lote, my COO, talked about the transshipping and the Cape-sized vessels that leave. So each time a Cape-sized vessel leaves this country, there's about 175,000 tons. A Newcastle Max is 200,000 tons. So every time a ship leaves the country, if iron ore price, FOB, is $100, which thankfully that price is actually a bit higher these days, you're looking at $600,000 that's automatically going to a royalty of government every time a ship leaves. I think it's very important. What does that mean for the community? Community has 1%. Government has 3%. It is actually very, very important and big money that will come. That would be $200,000 that goes to the community. So it is very, very substantial. I think it's very important as a key takeaway that we are here, that we put our commitment together to the community that we've had and with His Excellency to ensure that the people of Sierra Leone are benefiting, and certainly the community. So we thank you for that. Without further ado, I think I will let Hussein talk about the next steps. In closing, I do want to thank everyone for your attendance. I think it's very important for us to show the support. I'm overwhelmingly pleased to see so many ministers, so many dignitaries, and so many parliamentarians, and of course, the hardworking people of this community here. And I thank you so much for your support. This is only the beginning. We're nowhere near where we want to be. 7 million tons is the next step. We have 1.7 billion tons of resource here in Marampa. We could, and it's not a joke, we could grow to 20 or 25 million tons from here. We could use the entire rail and port infrastructure if the government would allow us. We could. At the end of the day, it's really how do we benefit as quickly as possible. Thank you very much, everyone.
Greg, you have bought my buy-in. Can you make it 10 ships a day? Honestly, we will open the challenge. 10 ships a day is $8 million. Oh my. We'll have 2 million in your time. Greg, this is wonderful news. Aspirational. The only sad thing is that I don't hold now. I've only begun them. Eddie? Now. Okay, that's why the president is trying to develop the capacity and capability and the capital of the children. This is all for them. We're setting the stage for the next generation. Thank you very much. So now we've come to the end of this part of the proceedings. I'll now call on Mrs. Hussein Ila to come and make some announcements. Thank you.
you, Honorable Kanu. So next we'll have lunch. We're having lunch in the buffet on my right, in the banquet hall on my right. I'll ask, I think, to quicken things up, we can actually grab our lunch from the buffet before making our seats, taking our seats. The President and the First Lady will have lunch in the holding area that we've prepared for them, and then they'll join us after lunch for the mine tour. During lunch, there'll be announcements as to how we organize the mine tour, so please listen keenly, because it's going to be quite a mammoth task to get you all through the mine, so that we can at least do that as quickly and as smoothly as possible. There are also gift bags available at the back where you had teas and coffee earlier, so please grab a gift bag either on your way to lunch or after lunch. But again, just to join Craig and the rest of the team, the management team and staff, thank you very much for gracing this occasion, and I hope you enjoy the next segment of this event.